In my last video, I was talking about how to play when you have anxiety in the striated muscle tissue. Just a quick review of that. When you have anxiety in striated muscle tissue, then you're doing things like sighing, or maybe you have some tension in your hands, maybe you're clenching your fists, or you feel tightness in your jaw, things like that. But today I want to talk about what happens if your anxiety gets too high. What happens if your anxiety gets higher than that, which it can in performance sometimes. So in ISTDP, you learn to regulate your anxiety. You learn to get it down. However, that takes a little bit of time. And sometimes in performance, you don't have time to get your anxiety down into striated muscle tissue. So then what do? I have found that it's really helpful to use Arnold Jacobs' Wind and Song. So basically, if I'm in a performance situation and I realize that something has happened either in the situation of performing, or perhaps even something in the music, it can be something from a conductor, a colleague, audience, whatever. If your anxiety spikes, I find it's really helpful to use this. So basically, what you're doing is you're imagining with the greatest detail that you can the way one of your musical heroes or yourself on your best day is performing, the way it looks, the way it sounds, all of that. And by focusing on that, I found that it really helps when you're performing with this anxiety that's too high. I should say my anxiety is not too high right now. So I can't really think of a humane way that I could give myself high anxiety and try to do this. So in that way, this isn't really that authentic, thank goodness for me. But I want to share it with you anyway, and also to see how you can maybe compare how playing this way might sound different from me playing in the other video where I was playing with emotion. So have a listen. The interesting thing with what I just did is I was thinking of Phil Smith, who doesn't even play trombone, but I have such a clear image of him playing. I've heard him play live a few times. I've been to New York, and I know he's not there anymore, but I have such a clear image of how he plays that I just was imagining him playing that, which is a little odd because he's not even a trombone player. You could play this on trumpet, the range overlaps, but sometimes I'll use him, sometimes I'll use trombone heroes, Joe Alessi, Ian Bousfield, but it doesn't really matter whom you're imagining. The important thing is that the person you're imagining is calm and playing beautifully, and all you do is just focus on that, and don't focus at all on what you're doing or what's going on. One quick anecdote is when I've been in the orchestra and I've used this, it's been kind of a peculiar experience. I remember playing Brahms' First one time, which if anything can make your anxiety high, Brahms' First can do that. But I remember playing it and doing it this way one time, and actually using Phil Smith. Again, it's a range you could play on trumpet. And just the calm way that he plays and the easy tone production. And the crowd went really great. And I remember after the concert, I had some colleagues say, wow, the crowd was really great tonight. And I was really pleased to hear that, and I thought so too. But at the same time, I found it to be personally a little bit less satisfying than the other times I played it when I felt more emotion. And simply because that experience of watching someone else play it, like Phil Smith, so intensely, since it's such a realistic experience afterwards, I find you don't even feel like you played it, which is a really weird thing because of course I played it, and it was just my imagination hearing Phil Smith play it. I've never heard him play that. Why would he? It's a trombone excerpt. But at the same time, it's such a realistic experience to watch him play that it actually feels like he did it and not me. Psychologically, that could be kind of an interesting thing to explore too. And again, this is why I want to do more research about ISTDP and music. So hope this information is useful, and let me know what you think of this.